Damn, love it, love it. Yeah, we got cool. We got about 12 more minutes and a bunch of questions. DJ Flash recently claimed to own the Michel'le catalog. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I did.
And who is? Talk to us about DJ Flash. I hate saying who is, but talk to us about DJ Flash.
DJ Flash was a member of. He was on the Rappers Rap label with Duffy. His group was called Dark Side. He was the first white guy I ever saw in a rap group in LA. And there's a picture of him. I think he was holding a shotgun or something. You got to dig for it though, because they only had a couple of songs. And DJ Flash always reminded me of KC from KC and the Sunshine Band. They didn't have a big hit, but if you find one of those Dark Side records, worth about $3,500 to collectors right now. No shit. Look it up. Go to Discogs and look it up. Dark Side on Rappers Rap. Flash has always been able to make an impact some way, form, or fashion. And I don't know whether because he's white, but he has gotten into places that a lot of us didn't get into. Flash saved my ass one time, a couple times. I was going through some financial problems, and Flash came to me just in time to license some product and got me out of a hell of a situation. So I always got respect for him. But he bought the Michel'le label, he bought the Michel'le logo, and Michel'le sold him some shit that he didn't even own. And right now, it's a lot of people mad at Flash because he's trying to claim shit based on Michel'le. Michel'le, all he ever did was press and distribute. He never put nobody in the studio. He may have put some people in the studio, but he never put Wrecking Crew, Unknown, Egypt, Rudy, none of the main people in the studio. But he did a illegal deal back in 90-something to this label called Electro Beat over in England, and he sold all our shit behind our back. We didn't find out about it till damn near 2008. And the amount of money that he sold it for was ridiculous, almost like $100 a track or some more shit like that. And we still fighting to get that shit rectified right to this day. Flash bought that so-called catalog, but none of the main songs are owned by Michel'le. None of the Wrecking Crew stuff. But he has claimed I had to go out and get my publishing manager to get him off my shit. And a couple of guys are really pissed because he's claiming stuff that's not his. And he's a good dude, but he got some Michel'le ways. He got some Michel'le ways. I'm gonna leave it like that. But I talked to him last week. In fact, he wanted some pictures of mine for his project, and I told him I charge for that stuff. First thing he'll send me a text. There you go, trying to keep a white man down. Yeah, right, motherfucker. Anyway.
That was funny. Hey, since we're talking about Michel'le, you told a story a few weeks back when you pulled up to the Gangster Chronicles podcast that you haven't told in a couple years. So I think it'd be a right time to tell it now. But the movie Straight Outta Compton has a scene where Ice Cube tears up the office with the golf club. You actually did that in real life. Break that down to us and tell us about that.
I never claimed to be a gangster, but I've done some gangster shit. Never claimed to be a gangster, but I've done some gangster shit. In order to survive the nightclub business or the music business, any entertainment business, you have to be prepared to do shit you might not want to do sometimes. This to make a some bitch feel you. And it was right around the time Michel'le was going out of business. He had his new partners had just cleaned him out. He recalled all my Turn Off the Lights 12 inches. And I went to Michel'le for something on a Monday, and there was a whole just multiple pallets of this shit. I didn't know this shit is sold in so many copies. So I told Don because at one point in time, this time me and Unknown we had already started West Coast record distributors. So I'm just gonna sell Turn Off the Lights through my own channel to get my money. My cousin had the truck. I called my cousin. He couldn't pick it up until Wednesday. We go by there. I had to go by. I told Don on Monday, I'm coming to get my stuff Wednesday. Just so happened, I go back to Michel'le on Tuesday for something else, and half the records are gone. Half of the records are gone. Might have been at least about maybe 10,000 are gone. Now, where my records at? Oh, they were taking up too much space, and I had to grind them up. You can't grind up 10,000 records that fast. You can't do it. You cannot do it. So Don didn't know that we all had the secretary on our payroll. And she was a white lady named Jane. Did you give Jane at that time $20, $50, whatever the case may be? She okay. And I called her back and she said, your records are on Pico and so. So I drove to Pico. Me and my cousin drove to Pico, and they had what they call a one stop. One stop was a rack jobber. A rack jobber was a guy who went around back in the day and bought all the records that didn't sell for cheap. He put them on these racks in the grocery stores, liquor stores and stuff, and he might buy them for 50 cents. He'll put them out there and charge $2 and make his money. That's how he made his money. And he was notorious for buying catalogs. So him and Don cut a deal. Don stole a bunch of my stuff. So I couldn't go after this dude right here. So the next day, I went to Don, and Unknown was aware of what happened. So Unknown kind of, I don't know what you did to Lonzo, but he is fucking pissed at you. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know, but you better watch yourself. When I walked into Don's office, he was on the phone. I snatched the phone off his hand. Don kept some golf clubs in his office. I grabbed the golf clubs, 9-iron, and I started hitting shit. Television set, his desk. I threatened to tee off on this motherfucking head if he didn't find my records. Before I can do that, he just threw me a pile of money, already banded up. You know, you get your money from the bank, already banned. To me, 2 bands of money. It was one stack of 5,000, another stack of 2,500. What's it for? Well, I just feel I destroyed your records, and I need to give you something for it. Well, goddamn it, you need to give me some more of this right here. So I just went off on him. And now I knew what was happening. I knew what he had done, but I made him pay for it. I said, not another motherfucking record, but I leave this goddamn record plant till I get back with my truck tomorrow. And I came back the next day. All my records were there. We loaded some bitches up. We left. I threw Jane $100. And that was the end of it. Don didn't mess with me no more. He knew I had that side. And again, that's not something I'm proud of. That's not something I flash. But if you want to survive, sometimes you got to do some shit you don't normally do.
Man, there it is, dude.